hear me out. Just listen. I am not your tita. I am not your mother from the 90s or the 80s. I'm going to show you how to convert this skirt into these kind of skirts. Yep. Yes, ma'am. This is what they look like. These are vintage Guess. You can get vintage Levi's. I like to because my thighs are weird and I like to control my own length. Okay? So I'm gonna, first off, take my chalk. You can buy a whole box of these on Amazon, or if you just have chalk laying around, whatever. So I know my crotch is right here. I don't want it, oh, ow. For this one, I want a Western style. I have a smaller Western style here. I don't know if you can really tell, but it does actually go like this. I might have gained a little weight. Whatever. So I need to make another one. And I know I don't want the bottom point to go any farther or any higher than that right there, okay? So I'm gonna mark that. I'm actually gonna use 2 different color chalks. I'll have the yellow be my final. All right, so I know I want it around there, and I might even move it down. And it's super important to do this while it's on your body because I've wrecked so many skirts by just winging it, okay? Because when you lay it down, you're gonna be like, whoa, ow, that's not what I wanted. Okay, I don't want a heavy. I don't want that because then this part's gonna get floppy. That like really pointed is gonna get, it's gonna get floppy. I know I'm insecure about my thighs up to about here. My cut's right there, this is right there. This is not gonna make a very big V, right? So I'm either gonna take this down or I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna pretend to sit down. Okay, I definitely don't wanna bring that up. So I'm gonna bring this down just a little bit. So it's gonna do like one of these. So I'm gonna take it off and we're gonna figure out the rest. First thing, good practice. I like to make sure the fabric from seam to shining seam is even. It's not twisted. So give me the best possible outcome. If you feel any weird ridges underneath it, fix that shit before you start because you don't wanna have a weird ass ripple. Front seam, back seam, lined up, stacked on top of each other. So this is the line I made. It's a little bit janky, so I'm just gonna fix it a little bit, okay? And remember this, when cutting, if you're unsure, you can always take it off, but you can never put it back on, okay? I'm your mother. So I'm gonna start low just to make sure. I'll take my ruler, I see my line. I just realized I didn't have pants on. Okay, so I feel like we're liking this angle. So it looks like we have about 6 inches. Just gonna notch that right there. And if you have a skirt that you already like the length of and it's perfect, it doesn't hurt to put it over top of it and just kind of measure where that's at. So it looks like I actually went lower on this skirt, which I really like. So I'm gonna go lower on this one as well. I probably could have started off with that, but it's good to show you guys if you're cutting for the first time. So I'm gonna bring it down to like here. Also to note, these 100% cotton, it's gonna fray like this. I actually didn't like how much this one frayed, so I might trim it. But it's gonna fray, so account for that as well. You obviously can do this with scissors, but I just happen to have my cutting circle here. I went a little bit past it because I'm gonna connect it right here, okay? Bam! Oh, and then while I'm here, see these little distortion. I'm gonna show you how I do that. I'm gonna take my Risablide that I got from Amazon and a pair of scissors. I just prefer this for some things. So I always like doing these small pockets. You're gonna wanna take maybe like 1/2 inch sections and cut 2 parallel lines. All right, you see that? And I don't have time to show you everything I'm gonna do, but this is what is gonna be done. So I'm gonna take my tweezers and I'm gonna pull out the middle fabrics like that. Do you see? And they start to get looser. It's a little tedious. Do you understand what I'm saying though? And it's important that when you're cutting, you try to get as vertical and straight as possible, or else it's just gonna turn into a hole. Okay, so I'm gonna do that a few places, including the back pocket. I like to do little corners. And then I take my scissors and I'm just cutting the edges. And that's gonna give it this effect right here. So I'm just choosing random places to cut. Even the belt loops, yep. The belt on the top. And I'm just gonna kind of do that wherever be together. But for now, I'm gonna try them back on and then I'm gonna throw them in the wash. And all that's gonna come to life. And also if you wanna add a little extra fray to the bottom, you can kind of pull these out a little bit too. but I did that a little bit too much on this one, and that's why it ended up looking like that. I don't want that. So I might leave this good enough to wash and let the wash take care of it. Okay, so off camera, I'm gonna continue doing little alterations, but that's it. Does that look straight in the back? I didn't even check. What are we thinking? It's just a slight Western cut. Listen to me and listen closely if you're shopping for vintage stuff. The sizing is so different. Make sure that you're looking at the length of the skirt. Sometimes they cut the length in half, so you have to double it. But make sure you're looking at the measurements in inches, okay? The sizing on the tag, don't bother with it, okay? And you can do this at any vintage pencil skirt. Okay, let me know if you have any questions in the comments below.